video, we will be assembling the Skunk slice card. So I have laid out all my pieces to where they go. I'm going to start with the back. The back has these three main pieces. This one is the backing for the back. I do mine in white so that I have a nice big surface to write on. And then we have the decorative panels, as if you will. So I'm going to start by adding the stripe to the tail. These are A1 in size, so they're like 3.5 by 4.5. So it's just a cute little card. Each one of these does come with the envelope, the A1 sized envelope. So for those of us here in the US, there is no additional postage for mailing these. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do each insert, and then I'll be assembling with the slices and putting the backs and the fronts on. If you're wondering why I didn't put that white piece on, that goes on after we put the slices in. For my style on these cards, I like to cover the tabs in the front and the back. I glue them down. For me, I feel like that helps the card stay together. So right here, for this piece, you're going to line this up here with the top of the head. Okay, that's how you're going to get that in the proper spot. And then you're going to put this piece on. And then we're going to add the white for the stomach. There is a bow included with each one of these cards. It can either be a bow or a bow tie. You can do a bow, or you can make it a bow tie if you want to have a little boy. I am making all of mine bows. I think my daughter's going to use these cards for her friends, and so she wants girls. So I'm just popping that with a little pop dot, so that one is done. Here with these pieces, you have your 3 slices, and then you have the cover for the front. So what we will do is start with the heart. And I'm popping up the hands and the feet. So the hands I can do now, but the feet I have to wait until I attach the pieces. Okay, so I'll show you that in just a minute, but just know that you're not attaching the feet. If you want to pop them up with pop dots, you cannot attach them at this point. You have to wait until we assemble the card with the slices, okay? It stuck to my finger. All right, so there's the hands, and now I'm going to start with the back, and I'm going to take one of these slices, and I'm just going to work it in here. I'm just making sure that it's level across the bottom. And I'm going to glue this tab down. It's not really a tab, it's part of the slice. But I feel like gluing the back and the front pieces in place helps this stay together. Okay. And I'm just putting a good crease in that so that it will open and close good. And then of course I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do the same thing to the front. I'm going to fold this back and forth so that it will open and close. Slide that one in. Do the same thing. I like these slice cards. They don't use a whole lot of paper and they go together pretty quickly. I tried to keep the design on these very simple so that they'll be pretty quick if you wanted to do, you know, several of these. So you can now put the back on, or you can wait and do it at the end, but you'll notice this is solid, and so that's going to hide these tabs we've just glued down here. Plus, again, printing it, cutting it out of the white gives you a nice, pretty big surface for writing a message on. A lot of these 3D cards, you don't have a lot of space for writing, so I like this concept of doing this because it also gives you a good surface for writing a message. Now we're going to take the center piece, just slide it in. Sometimes I have great difficulty getting these to slide in. Sometimes they line right up. I never know. And I'm not getting this one lined up real good. My center one's giving me trouble. It is a little thick getting it over these layers of paper. You know, that'll just loosen up as you work with the card, and you just want to work it back and forth. Get that paper moving because it is paper, so it's gonna be workable. It's gonna start to do what you want it to do. Okay, and now we're just gonna slide in the front piece. You just want to push that all the way to the bottom. I'm going to push it to the side, and I'm also going to glue these down just like I did the back. So I'm just going to fold my tabs over, glue these down. Just make sure you have it in all the way before you glue your tabs down. And then you need to just kind of hold on to this real good so your glue doesn't pop off, and fold it back and forth because you just have to get that piece moving back and forth. Now you're going to take your cover. We're going to put this over the front. Hide those tabs. Just clean that right up. Okay, just like that. I haven't glued my feet together yet, so they're not ready to go. Now, if you don't want to have like the little paw prints, you can just cut the solid color if you wanted. I like having the little paw prints. And then I'm going to use some foam tape. Try not to cut my finger. And you can see here as I'm putting it on, maybe you can tell that it goes over this cover that we put on it. So that's why these go on last. And there is the skunk. Now she does have a message. I don't have a printer here at my home, so I can't print it. I think hers says stinking cute. So that is the skunk slice card. Thank you for joining me.